Greetings, everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl Podcast. I am your host, Latasha J. Humphrey, founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation, Incorporated. I am super excited to get into this podcast today. But before we get started, we want to let our audience know that this podcast is being brought to you by the Flora Pearl Foundation, where our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. Our mission is that we are a 501c3, community-focused nonprofit mentoring organization, building healthy relationships and partnerships between women and girls through education, community service, networking, unification, and career planning. Our inspiration is Flora Pearl Humphrey. She was my paternal grandmother who taught me and my family about faith, family, and community. And that is where I draw my inspiration from. Now, audience, I have the pleasure of introducing to you this beautiful gem who I met back when she was 13 years old. She was a part of a modeling troupe that I had under the umbrella of Katwalk Entertainment, and we recently reconnected. She has grown to be a woman that I am truly proud to have mentored. She has so much talent. She's beautiful and smart, a true triple threat. So without further ado, I present to you Rollicia McKelleler. Hi, Rollicia. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Excited to be on with you today.
Perfect. Now, if you would, go ahead and just introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everyone. My name again is Rollicia McKelleler. I am a mother. I am a fairly new business owner, and I have many relationships with family, friends, and outside people. And again, like I stated, I'm excited to be on today.
Perfect. Awesome. And it really is an honor to have you with us. So I'm just so very grateful that you agreed to do this. I truly honor your time, and I know that we're going to have a good time today. So we definitely want to jump into the topic as it relates to entrepreneurship. I know that, even with your business, it's just super excited, which I am so in love with the chicken salad, by the way. But I want you to go ahead and kind of share with our audience what your business is. And then we can go from there as it relates to entrepreneurship.
Okay. I recently started my own business in November. It's a chicken salad business. The name of the business is Rose Famous Chicken Salad. And I say that again, I started it back in November once I resigned from my full-time job as a social worker. And so again, this is something totally new to me. And I'm just like, what have I got myself into? But it's been it's been exciting. It's something new that I've never done before. And I just can't wait to see how it's going to unfold. And I'm just so excited.
Wow. And so what really led to that? If someone is wanting to, even make one of their dreams come true and they're really looking to do that, what kind of went into getting to that place? Like where you were like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make this official.
Okay. I'll try to make a long story short.
Okay.
So, like I said, I was a social worker. I was like a social worker for 10 months where I got my degree at UAB. Go Blazers. So I was, I got my degree. I got my degree back in 2015 as a social worker. And I went into the social work field, and I did that for 10 months. But however, I got burned out. I was burned out on my title, including child welfare, where I picked up kids, took them from their homes, placed them into foster care, went to court, and basically the advocate and the mentor for children that could not speak up for themselves. And so that job itself was so eye-opening. It was a blessing for me, but I have 2 kids of my own. And so they needed me, and my job was, it was a struggle. And so I cried out to God, and I told God I was tired. I wanted to be a good worker, but at the same time, I needed to be a mom more than I needed to be anything. And so when I cried out to God and I told him that I was tired, I felt something that came over me, and he told me that I felt in my spirit that I could go home and take care of my kids. So I did. And so during that time when I went home to be with my kids, God reminded me of a promise that I had made unknowingly on social media. I had posted a picture of my chicken salad, which is my favorite dish, is chicken salad. When I bring it to a family dish, to a family function, I will always bring chicken salad. So I posted it one day and I said, my chicken salad is going to be famous one day. And so God reminded me of that promise back in August of 2015. And so when I made it for someone, it was for a really large order of like 50 people. And when I posted it to social media yet again, it went crazy. Everybody wanted chicken salad. I said, wow, God, are you reminding me of this promise? And so everything has been down, it's been unfolding ever since. So I feel like this is a ministry in some form. I don't know what God is going to do through me and to me, but I feel like Rose Famous Chicken Salad would be a ministry to let people know that God will bless all the works of your hand.
Yes, yes. And what really, go ahead and share ways that people can reach out to you, as it relates to that, and also talk about your t-shirts.
Yes, you can reach me. My email address is my first name, which is Rolicia, ROLICIA _ my last name, McKellar, MCKELLER @yahoo.com. And again, that's Rolicia _ McKellar @yahoo.com. And of course, I can always be reached at my telephone number, which is 205-572-8374. And like you mentioned, Ms. Humphrey, I did create a t-shirt as well. And in that form of that ministry, and my t-shirt says, God will bless all the works of your hand, which is Deuteronomy 29:12. And yes, I made those t-shirts as well, for anyone that would like to purchase a shirt. They're $15, and you can reach out to me to get your t-shirt as well.
Perfect. And I need to get mine. So I like the new color though. I like the black, but I love that gray. So yeah. So she has colors, people. She has colors too. So like the gray and the black. It was just really nice. But yes, absolutely. And so what are 3 things that, have helped you to persevere?
3 things that I must say that has helped me to persevere, even in my life, in my business, and even in my day-to-day walk, I feel like are my kids, which is like my family. They've helped me to even, this week of spring break, I've taken off to really kind of refocus, focus and refocus on what I'm doing, making sure everything I'm doing is lining up with what I'm supposed to be doing. So my family has been like the key point. My kids, I'm doing this for my kids. And so also my faith. I think that ministry, not just to know that I'm doing it just for me, but I'm doing it for others because I love to minister to people and I love to encourage people. So I feel like that has been a blessing to me as well. Encourage others to let them know, that's been my number one focus.
Okay. Perfect. And so I do want to ask you, because even just what you just said, I want to kind of move into the topic as it relates to support systems. And from what I gather with what you just said, it seems like you're definitely being just that. You're kind of orchestrating that for your children, and even knowing, even for you, as a woman, what that looks like as it relates to support system. But when you hear those 2 words, what does that mean to you?
My support system, I think, my idea of support system would be people that support me, like you mentioned with the t-shirts, they see my vision and they want to cheer me on, you know what I'm saying, praying for me, standing in the gap for me when I can't be a certain place, I can do that for you. Just basically having my back, you know what I mean?
Yes. And do you think those systems, they're really valuable for, say, the next generation?
Absolutely. A support system is everything.
So how can we create more effective and efficient support systems for women and girls?
I think that we can create more by putting ourselves out there, letting people know that, if you may need someone, I will be there for you. Create small talk. Small groups are good as well with support systems. Letting people know, I know you may not be comfortable with talking to everybody about this area, but I've been where you are. Kind of be transparent and be real. You know what I mean? I think even with my daughter, we talk about some things, and I feel like at first she's not comfortable enough to talk about those with me, but I, just feel like, I can be real with her. I've been where you are. So support systems will play a big role in that, kind of being transparent in that area.
Right, right. And also, like I said in the intro, just even knowing you from back when you were 13 and I was so and just like we've even talked about, of course, since we've reconnected more and just really shared about what we went through during even that time when you were 13. But if you could, standing in the role of like a mentor at this moment, what would you say to a 13-year-old girl?
Ooh, that's a great question because my daughter is currently 12 and she'll be 30 this summer. And so what I would tell a 13-year-old, be yourself. Don't be what society wants you to be. Don't be what social media wants you to be. Be yourself. You don't have to always fit in. Just be yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And what are some things that, even at that time, Ro, like what can you really share that you learned in being a part of, like, even with the Katwalk Entertainment? I know that was my desire to build some type of a family. And I know it was kind of ranging in ages, but in interacting with the org as well as me, like what really can you say that you really learned from that experience?
That was like a time in my life. I'm gonna be real. There was a time in my life where I needed a sister, a big sister, a friend, someone that I can talk to, but I was not able to talk with certain friends about. And you, Tasha, were that light in my life at that time. To be honest, we were modeling, and we did so many things, extra activities. But I think the part that was so important to me about when you were a mentor to me, and I felt like I was able to tell you anything, and just that big sister, little sister role, that played a very important role in my life.
Yeah, yeah. And I wonder about that, just kind of, how you always, you cross paths with people and God definitely allows that. And then you're like, what was it that was invested? What really, because you want to know too, did you make a difference? And was what you were doing, was it effective? That's with each of us. We should always want to leave anyone, any place, anything better, even if we leave, for a certain amount of time or whatever, but it should be better because it crossed paths with you no matter what it is, you know what I mean? Or matter the person or whatever the case may be. And so I appreciate you for sharing because too, that's really being able to speak to someone else and say, hey, I know where you've been, and this is what was good for me during that time, and this is what I learned. So I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, because that really made a difference. And like I said, in my life at that time, it really planted some good seeds. And it actually boosted my self-esteem, at Katwalk Entertainment. Of course, we were modeling, but you would always tell us how we looked so pretty and, at walk. So that definitely planted some great seeds in my life at a very young age.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, I want to kind of to segue into and it's dealing with women for the most part, just women and girls, and just the whole, this being Women's History Month, of course. But a quote that I saw earlier, and I actually posted, and it's by Miss Felicia Rashad. Definitely a fan. I always think she's like an auntie. She like every America's auntie or America's second mama in so many ways from the Cosby Show. But what she said in this clip I saw, it was an actual video clip, but it said, women have tremendous power. Women are power. And we don't have to scream and yell and tear things down about it. We just have to come together. And so I wanted to know kind of what is your thoughts as it relates to that? Like what do you feel when you hear that particular quote?
Yes, that's very good. When you said that, the first person that popped in my mind was Miss Michelle Obama. Like, when she walked on the stage, I mean, the power, the room, the people that, admire her and look up to her. And we, even as women, black women, white women, all women, we have so much power that we don't even know about. And when we do discover that power and tap into that power, there's so many good things that can happen, because we as women, we're so creative. We have great influence. We have great confidence in ourselves. It just makes a really big difference when we tap into and discover our gifts and talents as a woman.
Absolutely. Yeah. It really did something to me, because just like you said, when we really tap into who we are, I think, that can be a hindrance. And I feel like that's why, on every hand, no matter spiritually or just, in a natural sense in this world system, it seems like a lot of things are coming at that, to try to make us question or doubt who we are. Just even as an individual, because just think about you yourself. You're powerful, but just imagine when you join forces. It always reminds me of the Wonder Twin Powers activate, or like how the Transformers would come together, and how they were so powerful when they became, they were powerful within themselves, but just that power together. But it only can be welcomed is when you actually own who you are and be comfortable in your own skin, So yeah. So, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, when the unity, I think the individually, when we tap into who we are, but then when we come together as unity, wow, in numbers, really well.
Yes, perfect. And so I wanted to kind of segue now into the area of family and that topic. And as I stated in the intro, definitely that was one of the key areas that my grandmother, Flora Pearl, taught me and my family. And it was about faith, family, and community. And so I wanted to know, how important is family to you? Like, I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but, as it relates to family, what's the significance for you?
The significance for me, for family, is everything, because, of course, your family consists of like your kids, your mom, your dad, uncles, grandparents, all of those, and it's very important to me. Family is someone that's going to have your back when times are good, when times are not so good. They're just like your biggest cheerleader. So family is very important.
Yeah. That's good. And as it relates to, when you think about with your family, I wanted to know kind of, because for us, I'll say this, like what she did with us was, she taught us a lot about, family being the kind of the pillar. Like it was, you be down for your family. Like my cousins and I, we would kind of have these situations where it was like one of us couldn't get in trouble. Like if one was getting beat or was not getting into a fight or something, like we all was supposed to jump in it. You know what I mean? And it was that just that commitment, that loyalty to this is what we stand for. This is who we are. And so a cousin of mine, she was on last year, and we talked about that, how we used to, one of our uncles specifically said, like, everybody need to come back with a black eye if one of y'all got one. Like, it was almost like, what? Wait a minute. If one person...
who's wrong, having each other's back. Family is definitely important.
Right. So that was kind of growing up, and I just really want to bring that back even more, and really keep that as the basis of who we say we are, as a family. It's like, that's what we should be. Like, we should represent the family well. And it was like that too, so those different things. But yeah, it's so funny about that, but absolutely. But we want to segue into the topic as it relates to mother-daughter bonds. And so, of course, I am a published author, so I'm super pumped about that. And just recently in February, go ahead.
Yes, I was just saying, yes, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I, back in February, of course, was able to do the official book signing, and my book, This Relationship Matters, and it is 7 Keys to Building Healthy Mother-Daughter Bonds. And I know you, we've talked about it. You had the opportunity to read the book. And so, well, definitely with chapter 1. And so I wanted you to kind of share what was your take on it? Like, what did you get out of that? The key one.
Okay. With the key one, is it you're talking about the self-love?
Yeah, it all starts with you.
Yes, I think that chapter set the foundation of the book, which I think was very important because it kind of set the standard of self-love, meaning that you must love yourself, in order to show that love to your daughter. You must, show yourself love. And then when you show yourself love, you're able to pass that love along to your daughter. You're able to show her grace. You're able to show her mercy because of that love that you have for yourself. And then that helps you to build on a healthy relationship with your daughter.
Right. And I want to read an excerpt, and just so the audience can hear, and get your take on, kind of on that particular section of it, that excerpt.
Okay.
So certain things were exposed that I had to confront and deal with face to face. And let me go back one sentence, and it talks about basically, then one day my truth disrupted my journey and I was forced to look at what I allowed to manifest in my life. Certain things were exposed that I had to confront and deal with face to face. For example, I was playing small, but no one really knew because giving my 70% and completing tasks and projects could often look like 120%. I'm not trying to be or sound arrogant. Let me explain. For years, my average efforts would get accolades and I got comfortable. Case in point, when your God-given talents alone produce quality and manifest excellence with a limited effort on your part, then your 70% can go undetected and you can get by with mediocrity. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that, as it relates to self-love, and it all starts with you. What are your thoughts on that excerpt?
Giving 70% and often looking like 120%. Let me see. Let me see. I'm sorry. That was something that I never really, never really considered 70%, 120%. Could it mean?
Okay.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
No, go ahead.
And then it went on, it kind of mentions like, why would you shortchange loving your creator or you? What could it mean that I'm like holding myself to a certain standard? I want myself to be more than, or I put too much pressure on myself. Could it be, in that area?
This, and actually for me and this particular one, and I definitely, want to get different views on it because it's meant to be interpreted as well. But part of that was, how you can do something and you do it well. But yourself, like you're not really pushing yourself. Like you've gotten into that lane so much of just knowing how to do that. Like you just know how to perform that. It's almost like I don't know, you just can become a robot in some way. But where you're doing that and it's looking like you're going the extra mile or you're doing this extra stuff, but that's just something you just naturally have the talent to do. But if you pushed yourself more, you could get more out of it. But because it looks, it basically it suffices, then that's kind of what you just get used to doing, just getting by.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're not challenged, like you're not pushing. Nobody else knows that because it looks like it is 120,
Wow. Okay,
but you're kind of like, like you could go the extra and get more out of it.
Okay. Well, I think I kind of understand now because even with my role, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, and I have so many different roles. I'm very active in my church, very active in my community, and sometimes I can get worn out like really quick and people don't understand. And sometimes, like you said, that 70 and 120, I'm just like, sometimes I feel like I'm a robot. And I'm just like, Lord, I want to get out of this routine and I really want to excel and execute everything. But sometimes you can get very worn. So this was what I thought about when it came to the example, what you just explained to me. when you can really, tap into more gifts and talents, or you can even balance your time so you can excel at more things.
Mm-hmm. And that's what became, I think that's where what I had to begin to do, just kind of with that balance and really learning that and really what's most important. Because if you start with that first, to me, everything falls in line, and my relationship with God is most important. And then, you do have to take time for you, and that's why it is starting with the self-love part and really assessing who you are. And knowing that you're not just here just to be, or even to just do things for other people. It really is for you to do what you've been purposed to do. So not just doing stuff, but doing it as unto God and really, walking in purpose. And you owning who you are on a consistent basis and not apologizing for it. I think that's very key,
Oh yeah, that was really good. I like what you said, walking in purpose. That's really big.
Yeah. And so I wanted to know, what are some ways that your daughter has taught you about loving yourself and how to love her?
My daughter has helped so much. She is so unique. Even with that, I see myself in her in so many different ways, and she has taught me so much. And even, I don't know which chapter in your book that this is in, but it talks about how sometimes you want your daughter to perform or to think a certain way that you want them to think, but they have their own uniqueness. They think, a certain way, and they're just their own person. But sometimes you want them to say certain things, and you want them to do certain things around certain people, but they're themselves. And so I think she taught me that no one is perfect. You have to have trust. I have to have trust in her, and also that we can agree to disagree on a lot of things, because like my grandmother raised me. And so sometimes she'd be like, Mom, people don't do that anymore. But she has really taught me so much and opened my eyes up to so many different things. Yeah.
Okay. And just in helping, and what about her helping you to know how to love her?
She has definitely showed me how to love her in so many different ways, and I guess that was a big deal for me because my biological mother, did not raise me. So there's so many things I think that I do to try to compensate for my mom not being in my life, and also to just have a better relationship with her because my mom wasn't there for me.
Right. So, and I wanted to ask you just about that, just with your mom not being there. I know in the final, that bonus key, it talks about the forgiveness part even. Like, have you been able to forgive her?
Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to try not to get emotional. But yes, I have been able to. I'm sorry, Tasha.
No, you're fine.
But I have been able to forgive my mom within the last 4 to 5 years. And that wasn't easy for me because at my age, I'm just like, why don't you want to love me? Why don't you want to receive me? But then when God, that's when my relationship with God was so important. He revealed so many different things to me, that she was sick, you know what I mean? She was on drugs and she was out in the street and she had an illness. And so I was able to forgive her within the last 4 to 5 years once, God was able to reveal to me that it was not her, that she had an illness. And so, yes, I have been able to forgive her, and we have a really good relationship now. And I think that's why I go so hard to love my daughter the way I love her unconditionally.
Yeah. No, that's pretty powerful. Just being able to do that, but it's a process, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing that, definitely you're not alone, just it's someone else who is the same situation. But I'm just like, the fact of you being able to get to that other side, like that was very key, and some relationships cannot be mended. So I commend you all or they chose not to. Let's just say that, some where they just said no, I won't. But I do know one thing that you definitely want to be careful of is not, like you were saying, overcompensating, with your baby. It's like be what you need to be for her. And do it the way that God is telling you to do. Like, don't try to overdo anything, because what you'll do is then teach her that. You know what I mean? So as she has a family, even though you're not, you're doing it out of, you felt like maybe not receiving it from your biological mom. And so it's a way that you're doing it, but really try to make peace with that, where you're not feeling like you're being burnt out, even in being mom. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because really with the kids, that's period. That's all consistently, all of them, they definitely want to know that they're loved. And they want to be taken care of, but they want you to be you. Like, they want you to be happy. So if doing extra, you like doing too much where they're like, that doesn't look healthy, they're gonna recognize that. And if you give them an opportunity to tell you that, they will. Let's just say, if you have any of this next generation, if they really are allowed to say what they think, you would be surprised, I'm sure, at a lot of them. So, but yeah, I just give you that piece of advice because I had to pull back on some things that I felt like I needed to do, and really just love me first. Like, that's where it came. Like I said, the whole self-love, like, it's a real deal. Like, with the book, it's for real. And even forgiving my mom, for different things. So yeah, because what I do know is that people can only give you what they know to give.
That's good. Right.
At the end of the day, and it's up to you to respect it, especially whatever's happened in the past, because you don't want to be regretful. Or live in any type of regrets, but you definitely don't want to be this superpower, because I thought I had to be superwoman, and I was existing for a long time. I really was. I thought I said I had to be, because I have to be strong and I have to be this, and I agree. I do. I think, in some instances, absolutely, do I need to be of strength, but there's another side. I need to be emotionally well also, and healthy. So absolutely, But yeah, but I thank you for sharing that. I really know that it will be a blessing, and I do want to ask though, if you had the just in speaking with your daughter, let's say that. So you just in having a chance, and just some of the consistent things that you're sharing with her, I do want to know what are lessons that you're wanting her to learn for right now? Like, as she prepared to become, because you said now she's 12, she's going to be a teen in a minute. If you had an opportunity, I know you share them with her, but say she's listening to this and she's hearing it back, what are some things that you want her to know as she moves forward?
Okay. What I would want her to know is that she can come to me about anything. I know in the past, or I know that as a mom, I'm like a fuss box, meaning that I like to fuss a lot, meaning that I listen to her for the most part, but I always feel like my opinion is more important to her. So I kind of want to kind of rebuild our relationship in some way. And this book was very, very important to me. I felt like I needed it right now in this time of my life, because mother and daughter relationships really do matter. So I want her to know that it's never too late for us to get it right. Even though I didn't have a really great relationship with my mom, I want to be able to have a relationship with her. So in the future, she'll be able to have a great relationship with her daughter and her kids. And so I just want to tell her to be yourself, continue to be herself, and that's basically all that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. No, that's good. Perfect. Well, we're going to get into kind of a fun segment, and so it's an area where our audience, they get to know more about our guest, and so just some really fun, cute questions. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, what keeps you grounded?
Wow, what keeps me grounded again is my kids, my faith, and my family and friends. That's what really keeps me grounded, my faith more than anything.
Okay. if you could do, any type of work, what would you do for free?
Well, what I would do for free, which I have a passion because of my upbringing, I suffered, I'm not going to say suffer, but I had my hardest times during my teenage years. So I would say what I would want to do for free is mentor teenagers. That's where my passion is, because like you asked me, all of this makes sense, the power that women have, even younger, they have power they don't even know about. And I want to let them know, you have power, even young, you don't have to fall to society, social media. You really have power that you don't even know about. So mentoring would be something that I would want to do for free and advocate on behalf of teenagers.
Okay. What question do you wish more people would ask you?
That's a good one. A question that people would ask me. What do I like to do for fun? What do I like to do for fun, I guess?
Okay, so what do you like to do for fun?
I actually like to go hiking. Hiking is like my sanctuary besides church. That is a place I like to go to Red Mountain, Ruffner Mountain, all of those different hiking places, because that's my time where I can just be with God and nature and just tell God how I feel. And you'll be surprised at all of the stuff I have experienced out at the hiking trail. So that's really what I like to do for fun on my free time, I'll say.
Oh, wow. Now let me ask you this. Are you a part of any groups, or, are you open to be a part of any groups that hike, or is that kind of I know you may do some by yourself, but are you open to be a part of any?
Yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, when I have free time, because my schedule is like so full, so I definitely would be interested in being a part of it on my free time. But right now, I just go with friends and family hiking, maybe some Saturdays or Sundays.
Okay. Well, one of my another sister friends, she actually spearheads some things here. It's called Outdoor Afro. So that's why I was asking. Her name is Kelly Clark. And so if you she has different stuff. Like I haven't had the opportunity to really go and do any so far, but she's been doing it now, and I really feel like I guess it's a chapter maybe here, but they have them in other places as well. And so I think they may do something once a month or something like that.
Okay,
so
that sounds really good.
Yeah, so I have to connect y'all so you can go ahead and do the Outdoor Afro Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. That's awesome. Okay. And let's see. What is the last thing that you binge watched?
What was the last thing I did? What now?
Binge watched.
Can you give me a little bit more detail about?
So and it probably for you, because I just thought about it just now. You're not a TV person. So this would be like something you sat and just watched every episode of back to back to back. Like, and usually that probably would come with Netflix, or if you got Hulu, some type of streaming. So if that's not your deal, you probably haven't.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, when we talk on the phone, you ask me about certain movies and TVs. TV is not one of my things.
Okay.
I hardly ever. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. That's fine. So nothing.
Right.
But
I'm sorry.
What is something that every woman should try once in her lifetime?
One thing a woman should do. Go to the beach. That's another thing I like to do. I think every woman should go to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to the beach.
And what advice? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying relaxation for the beach. That's all.
Oh, relaxation. Okay. Well, what advice would you give to a woman with a broken heart?
The advice that I would give to a woman with a broken heart is to release it, surrender that broken heart to God, and to trust God that He'll put the pieces back together again, because that's not easy. When you've had a broken heart, you definitely have to surrender. You have to forgive. That's key as well, being able to forgive. trust God that He'll heal you and allow you to love again, even family members or either, a partner or whomever, being able to trust God to be able to heal you from the inside out. So forgiveness is definitely the key to that.
Okay. What goal would you want to achieve in the next 10 years?
My goal for the next 10 years, I would say I want to have several restaurants for world famous chicken salad. And we mentioned the nonprofit for the teenagers. I would definitely want to have a nonprofit for those teenagers to advocate and be a mentor on their behalf. And another goal that I would want to have, I don't know, it would be giving back. It would definitely be giving back in some way.
Okay. Where would you like to visit if you could go anywhere?
It would be Bali. I would say Bali, Indonesia. I would definitely want to visit Bali, and I guess because one of my favorite movies is Eat, Pray, and Love.
Okay.
It just looks so relaxing over there. It's just like, he talks about healing, and it just looks like so free and peaceful over there. So I would definitely say Bali.
Okay. All right. What superpower would you like to have?
Superpower. Ooh, that's a good one. The superpower I would want to have would be healing. Healing.
Okay. Perfect.
Be able to heal. Mm-hmm.
All right. What would a perfect day for you look like?
A perfect day for me would be waking up in the morning, having my breakfast, just everything just going so smooth, me being joyful, peaceful, and having everything to just flow without any disruptions or anything like that.
Okay, so just peaceful and flowing. That works for me. All right, and what's the most important lesson that you've learned within the last year?
The most important lesson that I've learned, 2017, most importantly, when I left my job, is that I can't depend on anybody but God. Like, sometimes we depend on other things, other people. And most important, what I learned was I have to depend totally upon God, not some, but totally upon Him.
Okay, perfect. All right. We want to take a moment right here because I actually want to give information as it relates to the cruise that's coming up. So we have a cruise. The Flora Pearl Foundation presents This Relationship Matters Cruise 2018. And we'll be traveling to Cozumel, Mexico. The dates are October 11th through 15th. 11th through the 15th, and it's this year, 2018. So $25 deposit will be due by May 10th, and that's per person. And so for more information, you can call our travel agent, Quentin Carter, with Better Living Travel, and that's at 256-337-1987. Once again, that's Quentin Carter with Better Living Travel, and that's 256-337-1987. Or you can visit our website at www.florapearlfoundation.org/upcoming events. And so once again, that's This Relationship Matters Cruise 2018. All right, Rel, so we want to go ahead and go into our community service segment. And I wanted you to tell, ways that you're giving back to the community and share that with our audience as it relates to you serving.
Okay. There are actually several things that I do to give back to the community. When I have time, actually, I'm in a ministry at my church, which is Mount Pilgrim Fairfield. I'm a part of the matron ministry where we have, especially like during the Thanksgiving holiday and Christmas holidays, we have where we give baskets to the needed families. Actually, we also do things like during the bereaved time, we give financing and things of that nature to families that's in need. So I help hand in hand with that ministry as well. And so also I have some friends that work as counselors and they work in outreach ministries. Whenever they need me, I'm also standing in the gap, with serving community, feeding the homeless and things of that nature.
Okay, that's perfect. Awesome. Well, we want to move into faith and in our faith segment. And basically, this is an opportunity for our guests to share times when their faith has been tested and how they came through it to the other side. Because, a lot of times people, they don't think that they think they're going through things alone. Okay. And we'll hear about people going through stuff, but actually how you came through it. We just believe that, people, they could be even more encouraged in knowing that they're definitely not alone and that it's not just a struggle. There is also victory on the other side. And so if you could share, a time when your faith has been tested and how you came through it.
Okay, and I hate to keep bringing this same example up when I left my job, but that's been so like a highlight in my life for the last year or whatever. When I left my job back in June, I had to depend totally upon God as a single mother, and being a single mother is not easy at all. You have to feed the kids, you have to get clothes and get them back and forth to school. And for me, at a time when I resigned from my job, my kids are in private Christian schools. And of course, they have tuition. My kids have to bring their own lunch. And it was not easy for me. So I want to say to the single mothers, trust in God is the key factor, and you are not alone. Being a single mom in this society, there's so many different people that want to tug at them. I've been focusing on social media, with this new generation says it's okay, but, you have to still instill good values and good things into your kids. And so being a single mother is challenging, but you're not alone because, again, there's a lot of single mothers out there, but you have to just raise them to your best ability and know that, the things that you're pouring into them, you will reap a good harvest.
That's beautiful. Awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to move into our closing segment, and it's called Matters of the Heart Moment. And so the first question is, if you have the opportunity to speak to your 4-year-old self or your younger self, what would you say to her?
I would tell my younger self, you are beautiful. You will be successful. You are everything that God created you to be. That's what I would tell my younger self. I can't remember back to 4 years old, but yes, I would definitely tell myself how beautiful I am and how I make a difference. Yes.
Good. Who inspires you?
My daughter. She inspires me. She inspires me and she encourages me to be a better person, to be a better mother. And I know sometimes when we say inspired, like we look for a person that, older. And I do have some older people that inspire me, and I want to be like and have good qualities. But my daughter, she really inspires me a lot.
And really, just like you said, it doesn't have to be someone older. Inspiration comes from wherever, and whoever. So that's beautiful, and I believe that will mean so much to her to hear you say that. Is there any last minute piece of advice that you like to share, or anything you want to share?
No, nothing that I can think about, but I just want to say, and it's so funny that you asked me about this opportunity because this relationship matters. It's a book that I needed and I still need to continue to use as I continue to build my relationship with my daughter. This is a phenomenal work, and I just thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. And we just thank you so much for sharing, Ro, and just being with us today. And I know that that what you've said and just what you're doing, I continue to just encourage you to keep moving forward and know that you matter. Just the same thing you would have said to your younger self. And I know you've grabbed a hold to that and you're running with it. But definitely know that you're special. And what I said earlier about being a triple threat, that's what I know you to be. So not only are you beautiful outside, you're beautiful on the inside as well. And also just being a smart woman, and just very talented. And so never lose it and hold on to that. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely. And thank you again. And our goal at the Flora Pearl Foundation is to always be a blessing to all of those that we come in contact with by operating with the spirit of excellence. We want to thank you all so much for listening today. And you can visit our website at www.florapearlfoundation.org. We look forward to spending time with you all, and we will talk to you soon.